It should be fun.
This is awesome. And we get to see Consus, Radu, Blinky, and Debre in the same time slot. I mean, it does not get any better than this. 80% win rate for Consus so far. Absolutely phenomenal. 80% win rate for Radu as well.
Wow.
You see how similar their stats are and how just impressive their stats are. Both players, also worth noting, really like to take their time. Whatever mode it is. They're not players who like to rush their guesses. They just like to think about it. Think about where they are and make incredibly accurate guesses. So I'm sure we'll see that on display here.
Yeah, and just as we were saying, in that top 5, RC in first with 27 matches, Consus with 60 points, 24 matches in 4th place. So you can see RC's played some more matches than him, but realistically the stats are quite similar. So really, for the amount of matches played, they're so close. These are two of the best players in the world. Consus, the first ever GeoGuessr World Cup champion in 2023. RC, quarterfinalist and semifinalist at the 2 different World Cups. World-class players right here. And they're off round 1 moving.
Both of them have village names, but Kerala and Nimkhed I wouldn't think are towns that are going to be easy to find. But again, this is such an awesome match. This is just a clash of the titans. Both of these players are likely to qualify directly for the World Cup, regardless of what happens in this match, because they're so good and they're so high up in the table that it's going to be hard for a lot of people to overtake them at this point. Both of them going for Maharashtra.
I wonder what they saw. They're both pretty much on top of each other, too. It is going to be Maharashtra.
The best guess is that they saw the letter that looks like an infinity symbol, which is the one character that is in Marathi but does not exist in Hindi. So if you see that one character in the language, that's how you kind of tell those two languages apart. So I'm guessing that on a sign at some point the players saw that character. Or maybe it was just a region guess. Not sure.
Makes sense. Going around 2 now. Seems like we're in Italy by the looks of it.
We certainly are.
Yeah.
Yeah, does that say there?
There's
The
Slovenia
map's
on that
covering
sign.
it, but it does. But it also says Spain and Greece, so
Okay, yeah, true.
it's just some kind of sign for a tournament of some sort. I'm not sure. We're going to be somewhere in the Alps, but Domece, maybe that's the town name. Either player has... Yeah, Domece, I think, is the town name, but neither has found it thus far.
A beautiful
Very tall
location, though,
mountains.
nonetheless.
Or Domece, rather, with G's, but we'll see.
Timer runs out. RC's going to have a really good guess there. On round 2, 800 points of damage. But RC staying calm. A little bit of a sigh of relief there on the camera because he was closer. I think he was hoping he would have actually been the one to find that town and get an even better guess. Round 3 now. We're off.
Is this Colombia? I think this is Colombia.
Yeah.
And a lot of the people in this location look African, so I would imagine that we're probably towards the west coast. You get a lot of sort of Afro-Colombians along the west coast of Colombia, much more so than in the rest of the country. So we'll see if that's what the players end up deciding on. Consus is going to go in the west. We'll see if Radu follows suit here.
This is possibly looking at a town called Yuto. I wonder if maybe it just kind of lines up nicely, or if he saw something. He doesn't look too confident, but he's keeping it there. RC's got less than 10 seconds.
He's got a
He's
sign.
following
I don't know
suit
if
in a
it
similar area.
says anything on that sign, or if he's just gonna make a guess. But they're in very similar areas here.
Consus
5K from Consus.
did get it. The 5K, but RC's not too far away. Really impressive stuff from both of them, but Consus especially, wow.
Yeah, both did a really good job recognizing the area, but awesome 5K there from Consus. And it takes us into Australia. Very big country, possibly big points on offer. We'll see what the players can find, as always. Shire of something. Although the shires, I think, are not normally on the map. They're just little subdivisions. But I would guess that this is Western Australia, if anything, with the soil color that we have. Yellow signposts as well. Oh, is that a skyline? Looks like we can see Perth in the distance on Consus' screen to the west.
Yeah. Looks like it. RC is going in Perth too, though.
Yep.
He's possibly considering some other options, but...
Yeah, I'm not sure if Radu sees the big skyline that Consus sees.
Yeah, I don't know if he does, but they're both right there in very similar areas. So once again, should not see too many points. The timer's gonna run out. Just in between them. 2 points to take us to round 5.
Well, yeah, very evenly matched so far. No real big surprises there. Again, both of these players are phenomenal, not only all around, but they're excellent moving players. Radu's moving win rate so far, 21 out of 26, and Consus, 20 out of 23, so both just really, really impressive win rates. Definitely a Clash of the Titans in all three modes here.
Yeah. I hope we get there. We'll see if we get some more NMPZ. But for now, both players are sitting above 5k health on round 5 of the moving. Trying to find whatever they can here. But nothing yet.
It's like a France round here. Both players will be looking for, area codes or town names or anything of that sort, but I'm not sure either has much of anything here. Radu guessing northwest. I like that with the architecture we see, sort of white buildings and black roofs. Consus in a very similar area here.
Yeah, just a bit equidistant between them again, but that's still going to be 500 points with the 3 times multiplier. We're going to go in around 6 now. It's nice to see them actually move and try and get whatever info they can.
Yeah, we mentioned both players really like to take their time. A lot of players you'll see in the league, people like V89 or MK, they're not going to do a lot of moving in these moving rounds, but these players are so good using information that they know that the best strategy for them is to move around, is to try and narrow it down and find that information. So it's really fun to see both players using that skill to its full extent. It says Morelos, but nah, that's surely just a road name. Alato, is that a... Does Radu have a... MOR, so it is Morelos.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
It looks like both are in Morelos here.
Yes.
Correct state.
Wow. They are both so good at finding the info they need. Consus actually did move it to Puebla last second.
Wrong state, guesser.
Closer.
Nice.
Pulling a name in, but with states of Mexico. Closer in the wrong states.
Yeah, I'm not sure Consus actually had the state name, or at least wasn't necessarily confident about it, but just made an excellent region guess either way.
We're getting our first prediction here.
Consus's average score is pretty significantly higher than Radu's in what appears to be Canada. Did we have English and French, or was it just French? I didn't quite see properly, but if it was bilingual, we could be looking at something like New Brunswick.
Yeah, I wish we could have read that a little better, but it's hard to tell. Both players are still moving.
I didn't see the signage. There we go. Okay,
yeah.
So there's a bilingual stop sign, which you see a lot of, primarily in New Brunswick. I would guess that both players... Oh!
Wait, Consus?
Ontario from Consus. There are some sort of bilingual areas of Ontario too, but it's definitely less common. Yep.
Wow, New Brunswick and Ontario. This is our first big difference right now that we've had so far in this game. It will actually be Ontario.
What a guess from Consus.
That's an insane guess from Consus. He goes just in one of the few areas you might see a bilingual sign like that in Ontario. Those are way more common in New Brunswick. You cannot fault RC for that kind of guess. And Consus is going to take the moving, and we're going to get no move.
Wow. That's really impressive from Consus. I mean, there might have been a few infrastructure clues that made him confident that it couldn't be New Brunswick, but honestly, really impressive around with some French language. Figuring out that it's Ontario is, yeah, that's impressive. And I'd say a deserved round to win it on for Consus. A huge start to the match. But can he keep it going?
We'll see right here. We did, but it'll come back. Round 1 of the no move. What looks like a U.S. here.
Southern U.S. If anything, we have some red soil, southern-looking vegetation. I definitely would be somewhere in the south here. RC going for the home state of Georgia. Right next to Lions, actually. Shout out.
Yeah, shout out. True. So we got a Mississippi and Georgia. That's a bit of a difference, but it is around 1. Nah, it's just going to be in between them, but RC will be in the right state. The home state. Deal some damage to start us off. Round 2.
Greece, I think, yeah, with that yellow sign. Very typical for Greece. Honestly, the road line is a bit unusual. You often get double white lines in the center of the road in Greece. That's usually a good way to tell it apart. Sometimes you get some double yellows too. I'm not even sure I've seen a single yellow before, but the infrastructure and landscape is very, very Greek here.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I've ever seen that before either. But yeah, definitely going to be Greece just with the look of everything else. So RC is going to be locked in kind of far south there. Consus farther north of him.
Yeah,
I'm just going to run guesses. Out. Wow, she's going to be near Athens. RC's going to be closer again. Continue to chip away some more damage and take us to round 3.
And I think both players may be feeling a little bit less pressure than a lot of the rest of the players in the league, given how high their standings are. But still playing for pride here. I mean, this is one of the biggest matches that we're going to see, and it could be a match that we see again at the World Cup.
Yeah, so, I mean, this is definitely one of those matches that you could look at and say, this could easily be a World Cup finals.
No doubt.
So seeing it here in the World League, always fun. We just had Blinky MK last week, and now
look at
we're getting things like this in the Consus RC game, both right on it, just 2 points of damage.
Gotta know your Kazakhstan. Players know it very, very well. Both lining up the correct road there. And now, looks like there's some English, which is odd. Flanders, yeah, it's definitely Belgium. I don't know why most of the words here are in English, but there's a lot of sort of port-looking infrastructure, so I definitely like the coastal zoom from both players here. I mean, we're really seeing, like... I mean, Antwerp could make a ton of sense, or it could be right there on the coast.
Yeah.
So Antwerp has a giant port, but yeah, coastal obviously makes sense too. So it's probably going to be one of the two.
Oh wow,
RC going is for Antwerp
now. Yeah. But Consus
I could see either.
Yeah, Consus and Ostend. Looks like he might keep it there, but he's considering other options.
Radu thinking about it. I'm not sure if he'll switch. He prefers Antwerp.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he will. He keeps it there. Who's going to have it? It's actually going to be Consus closer. That is the town that RC was just about to zoom in on last second to check, but he didn't move it. He still has the lead, though. It's just by about 500 points now. And we're going to go to round 5. 3 times damage now on the multiplier. It's getting serious. It's really getting up there.
There is a phone number in the distance, although I don't know if the area code is visible. But urban Brazil, always very, very, very tricky. We could see a lot of points on offer here. The poles don't look like they have diagonal supports, so that suggests that we maybe are in the northeast where Radu is. Consus is zoomed on a similar area as well.
They're both right there. RC locks it in. Consus needs to follow suit, and he will in the same state. So once again, should not see too many points. This is so indicative of these players' skill levels. They both make such similar guesses, and points only just get chipped away little by little. 36 points there on round 5.
We're halfway through the game,
Yeah.
and both players are still above 5,000 health. That
Wow.
shows you just how consistent they are. It's so impressive.
We're on 6.5 times damage now. Looking like a Thailand. That's kind of what Consus is thinking. Makes sense with the poles, the houses, concrete road, this landscape.
Yep. Concrete road works super well for Thailand, and again, like you said, the poles, the houses, all very indicative of Thailand. But the region guess is never easy. Both players going fairly similar areas towards the east of the country. Always hard to be sure. Consus shifts a little bit north here. Guesses aren't quite the same.
Yeah,
See,
there's
it's a
some
little bit of
space
damage.
there. Wow, Consus actually is gonna be on it. That's 49 kilometers away. 2,000 points of damage on round 6. That's the lead Consus wants to see if he wants to take us 2-0. Or can RC bring us to NPZ? We'll see. Gonna be a Lebanon here for our round 7.
Yep.
Shouldn't see too many points.
Yeah, we've got this low quality camera that you see in several countries, but Lebanon is definitely one of them, and it's the only one where you're going to get this sort of Mediterranean-esque landscape. So, yeah, very small country, very small points, I would think, but still 3 rounds after this, plenty of time for Radu to get the health back, but it's running out of time.
Yeah, we'll see what happens when we take it to round 8. Or can he pick up some points here? RC will be closer, and we'll pick up just close to 500 points. It's better than nothing, and it'll take us to round 8. The multis are getting up here now. Consus, we need to make a pretty big blunder here with how they've both been playing for any reasonable chance of RC to come back. Otherwise, they keep guessing so close to each other, so accurately. Round 8.
Filipinas, that sign says, so we should definitely be in the Philippines. But no clues here to help out other than the architecture and the landscape. And Philippines is quite a large country, deceptively large, I would say. Definitely an opportunity for either player to possibly win the game here.
Yeah, I mean, we're really not seeing too much information here on this. So this could be really big points. Consus kind of just zoomed in central. RC, where will you go? Only 5 seconds left now. Opening the map, going a little farther north, but they're pretty close. Sort of central hedging right now. Wow, but Consus is actually gonna be so close, 67 kilometers away. 3,000 points of damage puts RC on 284 health. Consus 4,500. RC cannot lose a round from here on out. It's round 9, only 2 rounds possible left to go. And we're getting a prediction here. RC's looking better on this. What is this, a Mexico?
Mexico? Maybe, yeah. 45.66 is a really impressive average score for a large country. I think it is going to be Mexico, but yeah, I mean, it's Latin America. You have to give Radu the edge here.
It's true.
We'll see. With 5x damage, the lead can evaporate instantly.
But RC
And I would
cannot
say
afford to
this is
lose.
Fairly central, not too far from Mexico City. But Radu going south of it and Consus going north. So this could be big. This could be
Wow,
huge.
this actually could be really big. I think we're seeing the game right here, right now. 5 seconds left. RC's in Oaxaca. Consus much farther north, and actually will be on it. Will beat RC in one of his specialties, and will beat him in this entire matchup. That's the Consus 2-0.
Wow. What a performance from Consus. in neither of those games did he even lose very much health. He was dominant all throughout. Radu's guesses were good, but Consus was